Hello, what's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. And for today's video we'll be looking at the Grand Mafia, the obscure weapons market, and also if it is worth it to trade in your Grand Kings for an Elite Godfather set. What is the obscure weapon market? The obscure weapons market is an event where you are able to exchange your Grand King equipment for a Elite Godfather's equipment, or you can trade in a Grand Godfather set with another Grand Godfather set. And yes, so let's dive straight into this video, and I've come up with a couple of charts and a couple of tables where we can look at. Firstly, I have consolidated how many contracts you would need to obtain a Grand King, and basically this is the list, the tops range, melee, pants, shoes and accessory. Each of them will require a different amount of certain amount of contracts needed. As you can see, accessories will be the toughest because you will need a lot of grand accessories contract. In addition, you also would require 3 sets of those because you have 3 accessory slots. So this can be require a pain to farm, or even if you purchase packs, it can take a long time. I hope this short table will give a little bit of a feel on how many contracts you would require to get one grand equipment. So next up we will be looking at the Grand King versus the Elite Godfather and comparing the stat change if you were to swap your equipments. And after that, following that, I will give some opinions on what you should do or what you shouldn't do. And all these are just based on my opinions, and you can do whatever you want or what you deem more fit. And yes, you can see over here we have my range stat change, and as you can see the comparison, it doesn't seem like a lot. You basically lose 7% of your troops attack if you were to swap a Grand with a Elite Godfather set. And I also have shown you the bottom what happens if you upgrade your Elite Godfather to a Grand Godfather, and what would the difference be. For the Elite Godfather, you'll probably lose a little bit on the troops attack and also a little bit on crew defense. So next up we'll see the pen stat change, and as usual we'll see a 7% drop in troops attack and also just a 1% drop in crew HP buff. Nothing much. You gain a 6% attack, crew attack, which is not too bad, and also gain about ×2 movement speed for your units. So overall, I think this is not too bad of a swap if you want to do it, because there's not much of a negative change, only mostly the 7% troops attack that you will have to worry about. And if you were to increase this Elite Godfather pants to a Grand, you'll get more on the crew HP, movement speed and attack, but obviously you would break even on the troops attack. Yeah, so for pants I would likely swap, but maybe I'll wait until I can get maybe at least a +1 on this Elite Godfather. And next up we see accessories stat change, and this is a tremendous deficit, a 10.5% decrease in your troops attack. And if you were to upgrade to a Grand Godfather, you still achieve a negative or deficit of 5% for your troops attack, but you gain crew HP and a great buff in crew attack. So for Accessory Godfather set, it's mostly to increase your crew attack. However, if you just change your Grand King accessory to an Elite Godfather accessory, I wouldn't recommend that, and I don't think I would change it as well. Next up we have the tops stat change, and this is so far the least change on the troops stats on the troops attack. A dip on the crew attack and crew HP as well. However, you gain a massive boost on crew defense and pay cut, which is probably not so important for players. I think for this part you can choose to swap or not to swap, because the change is mainly on the crew attack and HP. So if you're okay with that and you would rather get more crew defense, then you can go ahead and change your Grand King for Elite Godfather. Okay, next up we look at the melee stat change, and this is also a very minor change on the troops attack, -1%, and a larger part on the crew HP, a -7%, but you gain a massive boost on the crew defense of 13%, also training speed, which is very important and very useful. So for this melee stat change, I would totally recommend you to just swap it. You just lose 1% on your troops attack and just 7% on your crew HP, which isn't too much. Of course, if you get it to a grand, it'll be amazing, not just because of the stat change, but of course the training speed boost as well to 20%, which is really a lot, and I really love training speed boost. Lastly, we'll take a look at the shoe stat change. And for the shoe stat change, is a massive drop on the troops attack of 9%, just a little bit of a dip of crew HP, and an increase of crew attack 6%. And if you were to notice on all this like large drop on the troops attack, is mainly because there is an increase in the crew attack. So I'm not sure if that is what you want to achieve, to have a higher crew attack but a lower troops attack. So it's up to you to consider on which you think is better, troops attack or crew attack. Lastly, we'll see an overview of the stat change in this table. And if you were to just swap the entire Grand King set with a Elite Godfather set, you get a massive deficit of a 35% decrease for your troops attack, and a dip on crew HP as well of 14.5%. However, you gain quite a bit on crew attack, 18.5%, and crew defense, which is 31.25%, which is quite a lot. If you want to just compare the attack alone, then that 35% loss is way greater than the 18.5% crew attack that you have gained. Others, not too bad, training speed, but the rest are quite junky. The diamond production and picker, I don't think it's very useful. And another thing that you can consider is when you swap the full Grand King set with the Elite Godfather set, you are able to unlock this equipment investment, which will grant you 8% rate join buff rather than just sticking with the Grand King set of 5% rate buff. So if you're thinking that you just want to help your raid leaders, you can just go ahead and swap. And if you're not much of an attacking player, maybe you can just swap it as well, so that you can get more raid attack buff. Yes, and this is it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoy this really short explanation and overview of what would change if you were to swap your whole Grand King set, or even parts of your Grand King set, to an Elite Godfather set.